Green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN. Preserve your family's health and well-being. Get your home tested. That's living healthy and green. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN.
A message from the U.S. EPA.
The following is the production of WEGL 91.1 FM.
That ball is gone. It's a home run. It's a walk-off home run for Stephen Williams.
WEGL Sports,
The Tigers are headed to the College World Series.
where every
Did the Auburn Tigers walk off with a 12-4 victory?
game
There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back.
lives. It's now time for the Extra Point. Auburn's best sports talk personalities on Auburn's best station.
We the North are now we the champions. The Raptors, the 2019 NBA champs.
Auburn's most watched sports TV show, Auburn's best sports talk radio show.
Lillard, long range three, and it's good! At the buzzer, Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
Call in at 334-844-9345 to join the debate.
Oh my God! Deep to right field, way up there and way out of here! Second deck walk-off home run! Grand slam, Bryce Harper!
Lock in. The Extra Point starts now on WEGL Radio and Eagle Eye TV. Presented by WEGL Sports, where every game lives.
Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.
Thursday, and it is cold. It is getting very cold down here in Auburn, Alabama. Welcome into the show here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. I'm your host today, Jared Dillard, and joining me in the studio for this first hour is Jack Hart and Devin Foreman. Jack, we will start with you. How you feeling on this little bit of a chilly Thursday morning?
I'm not handling the cold very well. It's been maybe 8 months since I've had to deal with it, and I forgot how much I dislike it. So I was rocking my knit hat this morning when it was 48 degrees out, so not coping.
Not coping very well, but making his return after being put on IR for a couple of days, Devin Foreman. Devin, how you doing today?
I'm doing I'm doing better. I'm like sort of anemic, so this cold is not really getting with me. You know, my knees and stuff like hurt. So, you know.
Your knees are hurting?
Yeah, like, you know, when it get cold, your knee start getting stiff.
You sound like me, waking up and talking about my hip hurts and stuff like that.
It's been a rough couple of days, but we ready to. I'm back. Let's go.
We're back, and we are ready. If you want to call in, you can at 334-844-9345.
Yeah.
That's 334-844-9345. Or if you ask a question in the Facebook or Periscope/Twitter, or whatever you want to call it these days, a live stream, have it pulled up next to us. We will answer your questions live on the show. So just type in a question, give you a shout out, and we'll just go wherever you wanna take us. With that being said, welcome into the Extra Point on this Thursday morning, very cold morning. So let's warm you up, and I know one way to do that. Let's do it with the fast break.
Step back.
Kiss myself, Neil Funk.
Woo! Wake up. It's the fast break. Your top stories this morning. Your top stories this morning is Game 4. They're going to play it tonight. Had to cancel it last night. Astros lead 2-1. Yankees need a big win before going back to Minute Maid. Staying in baseball, John Madden becomes the new manager of the L.A. Angels of Anaheim. Can he turn that team around? We'll see. Brock Osweiler, one of the best quarterbacks in it. Let me stop. Brock Osweiler retired from the NFL to the shock of nobody. Bradley Beal and the Wizards agreed to a nice 2-year, $72 million extension.
You said Bradley Beal?
Yep. Bag secured. And finally, 13 teams go on the road this weekend in college football. The Extra Point has now dubbed that Roadblock Saturday. Because when this many teams go on the road, bad things are going to happen. All 13 teams have been put on upset alert, and Auburn is one of them. And that is where we will start. Auburn versus Arkansas this weekend. Auburn, I think, is now near 20-point favorite. But still, Auburn has to go and get a win. Fun fact, in this rivalry between Auburn and Arkansas, there has never been a 4-game win streak by either team. And guess how many wins Auburn has?
3.
Auburn has 3.
Yeah.
So, Jack, let's start with you. What does Auburn got to do to get what should be a sure win, but just what does Auburn have to do to convince you that they're ready for LSU? How about that?
I don't know if there's anything in the world that can convince me of that, Jared. But to get a convincing win in Fayetteville this weekend, I think Auburn's really got to play to their speed, which I think is something that Arkansas just does not have. I think this Arkansas team is I really can't get a read on them because they played San Jose State and Texas A&M almost as if they were the same team. The scores were almost identical, and Arkansas played an almost identical game against two drastically different opponents. I mean, this is an A&M team that took Auburn to the wire. It was a one-score game, and then a San Jose State team who's a middling Mountain West team. So I think it's interesting to consider the fact that this Arkansas team is super scrappy, but I think if Auburn is able to blow it open early like they have, I think the past 3 years these guys have met up, the scores have been run up. I mean, whether that's Gus's Arkansas's connection or it's just the talent difference between these two teams, I think it's going to be Auburn getting a knockout blow early in the game and not letting Arkansas catch up.
Devin, let's go over to you. What does Auburn need to do to convince you that, A, they're going to win the game, B, they've gotten over a lot of their ails, and C, maybe they can put up a fight against LSU?
Well, first, I don't think we can just look at LSU right now. We were talking about Auburn. We don't never know where we're going to get every week, especially with a true freshman quarterback still. Even though we're going to Fayetteville, I know talent-wise we should definitely dominate. But if you think about it, we're Auburn University, and, when it comes to things like that, we'll look up and it's 7-7 or 14-10 or something like that. So we really just can't look toward LSU. But just looking forward, I would definitely have to see if Jatarvis Whitlow will be back by then. I mean, I don't think we'll be able to run the ball effectively like we would like to versus LSU without Jatarvis. So that's one of the biggest keys for me. But we'll probably see him in LSU. But, let's just see what this running game look like without a Jatarvis leading them. Jatarvis really got most of the carries in the fourth quarter, third quarter, at the end, and bulk of the carries. But now let's just see what this depth that Gus say we have. Gus say we have like 3 deep, which I believe, but we really got to see it now. And this will be a great test for them in Fayetteville. It's going to be in Arkansas, so pretty sure it's going to be cold, just like it is now. So it's a good little test before we go to LSU. And I would definitely see what his running game looking like, especially with the offensive line also.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
Without Bobby Whitlow, what happens with Auburn's running attack? Who's going to lead it? Is it Sean Shivers? Is it Cam Martin? Who's going to be the big bruiser?
I would definitely think it's Cam. I would say Cam. I like it, but all of them are talented. I promise you that. But it's just I think Cam will take most of them just because he did it somewhat last year. But I would definitely have to say Cam on this one.
Who's the tank for Auburn? Because Bobby Whitlow, he's the big guy able to run guys over, while Sean Shivers and Cam Martin are the more elusive, I can run around people.
But Cam can give you that thump too if you want to.
He can.
If you want to now, if you want to, both of them can really. If you want to.
We've seen people call for DJ Williams.
Yeah.
Do we see DJ Williams? Do
No.
we see Malik Miller, who's a more veteran in Auburn's offensive backfield? Who, or is Auburn just going to be like, you know what? This is who we got. We got Sean Shivers, we got Cam Martin. Those are going to be our running backs.
I would think they would do that. I would think. That's just me. Because I think Jatari Whitlock going to be back before everybody think is expected.
Jack, where do you think Auburn's running back situation stands right now?
I think, this is a perfect time in the season for the Whitlow injury to come up. I mean, I've been saying this. I mean, if you have to pick a time, I think this is when you want to have it because you have I don't want to say tune-up game, but definitely not a top-tier SEC showdown this Saturday against Arkansas where you can send a number of guys out there without the game hinging on every single play. And additionally, you really don't have a big-time matchup if you're Auburn until maybe the Georgia game. So I think this is a great chance for Auburn to really get a feel for what other running backs could make a difference. And then when Whitlow comes back, maybe we could be looking at two exceptional running backs in the backfield.
We'll see what Auburn's running back situation is going to be. It'll give us a preview into Gus's mind of this is what we're going to use against LSU because, I mean, whether we want to admit it or not, by the fourth quarter of that Arkansas game, everybody's going to be thinking about LSU. Because hopefully that game's put away, right? Hopefully that Auburn-Arkansas game is a 30-point game.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. And we're kind of just thinking about, man, all right, next week, haven't won there since 99.
That's a long time.
Yeah, something Devin brought up, which I didn't even think about, is the cold. I mean, they're going to be in Arkansas. It's going to be an 11 a.m. kick, and it's going to be definitely colder than it was in Florida, where it was in the mid-90s. Can attest it was not fun to be in Florida if you're on the Auburn side of the stadium. So I think it could be like a 50-degree difference. So that'll be the first real test of temperature of it as we get into the fall and as we get into these games, whether or not Auburn is going to be prepared to play in that.
And then plus, we've been playing a lot of late games, actually. And now you're talking about playing at 11 o'clock in the morning.
This is the first 11 o'clock game.
Yeah, that's very early compared to when we playing at 6:30.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be a test to really start the offense off. That's why I got to look at Gus. We got to look at this offensive line and going to make this thing happen so we can blow the game open. So then we can focus on LSU. But just like I said, Auburn, we never know. So let's just just pray.
With that being said, remember, you want to call on, you can at 334-844-9345. That is 334-844-9345. Or ask a question in our Facebook and Twitter live stream. We'll give you a shout out and answer your question as they come through. But before that, we're going to head to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we have Thursday Night Football on the docket. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the game, but I don't think it's going to be pretty.
It's the Patriots.
It's the Patriots against the Jets?
Your favorite team.
No, that's my team. Let's go, Brady.
With that being said, we're going to go pray for the Jets for 2 minutes. And when we come back, we'll have Thursday Night Football on this other break. You're watching Listening Extra Point here on WGL 911 and Eagle Eye TV.
The skills you can develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you an edge in the high-tech job market of tomorrow. The Guard offers career training to take advantage of your skills in science, technology, engineering, and math that can help give you a leg up to a high-paying and rewarding STEM profession. Gain practical experience with emerging technology and equipment not found in the civilian world. The Army National Guard can get you started in an array of STEM-related career fields such as information technology, communication systems, special forces engineers, technical engineering, air traffic control, and chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear science. Get a head start on your career in an exciting new field while earning money to pay for college, all while serving in your own community. Log on to NationalGuard.com or talk to a recruiter in your area to learn about all of the STEM career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard. Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard. Aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
Want to help pull the plug on cyber terrorists? Or get the skills to work with satellites and other space technology? How about learning the avionics inside stealth fighters? And do you want to reach your goals fast? You can do it and take your life to the next level in the Air National Guard. Because you serve part-time, you do it in a way that works for you. You can achieve your career and educational goals with plenty of time for family and friends. The Air Guard offers nearly 200 career specialties, so you'll get the high-tech skills you need to kick your career into high gear. You can also be eligible for college tuition assistance. The best part is, in the Air Guard, you'll be making a real difference by serving your community and country. So get your future off the ground in the Air National Guard. Call the Alabama Air National Guard at 1-800-TOGOANG or visit goang.com/AL.
Welcome back to the Extra Point here on WEG on 911 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillon, joined by Jack Hart and Devin Foreman, we get into Devin's preferred team, I guess is the best way to say that, the New England Patriots, as they are on Thursday Night Football tonight. And boy, oh boy. No, wait, hold up. No. We're wrong.
Is that Monday Night Football?
That's Monday Night Football.
Even better.
You led me astray, Jack.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Denver Broncos at Mile High.
Somehow even worse.
It's not better. Kansas City, but look at this. Kansas City's only a 3-point favorite on the road.
Kansas City's lost 2 straight.
They have.
Crazy.
Kansas City 4-2, 3 of those wins coming on the road. So they got that going for them. But they're playing a Broncos defense that is stingy and that allowed 0 points last week.
And they've been getting sacks. You know, they had 7 in one game.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Broncos defense that's
crazy.
been
After going the first 3 games without a sack, they've made up for lost time.
So if you want to call in, remember you can at 334-844-9345. That is 334-844-9345. Or you can ask a question in the Facebook or Twitter live stream, and we'll answer it live on the show as well. That being said, let's get into Thursday Night Football. What is going on with Patrick Mahomes? What's up?
What happened? Oh, go ahead. You want to go? You can go first. I'll let it go first.
Jackie, let you go first.
I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's just the classic sophomore slump. I mean, we saw it with Dak when the Cowboys had similar production his breakout year. I just think that there's more tape, and they've got him figured out to an extent. I mean, the Colts definitely had and read his book. They knew what was coming, and they were appropriately prepared. But, I mean, there were still some Mahomesy magic plays that he pulled out against the Colts. So I think that, yes, Mahomes is the same athlete he's always been. I just think there's a little more to go off of after that amazing Chiefs run last year.
Yeah. Devin, do you know what's going on with Mahomes right now?
To be honest, I really think that Pat Mahomes, well, first season, you know, he have like a little knee injury. And, you know, when you get injured, you try to favor it a little bit. But then I think he's trying to do too much. I really believe that. You know, I think, you know, he's so talented that whatever he does is like gold. But I think he's trying to do too much when he don't really have to. So I think he's trying to force certain things, trying to do this, trying to do that. And I really just think he's pressing too much. I don't really think it have anything to do with the defense because he's just that great. But I really just believe that he's just trying too hard to do certain things. So, I mean, if he get back to the basics, he better than like everybody except for like Tom Brady or somebody. But other than that, he's just that good. So I think he's trying too hard.
Trying too hard? Yeah, I could buy that. Now, here's the thing. We talk about the Patriots. Not the Patriots. On my mind all the time. Talking about the Chiefs. They lost the last 2. But nobody's talking about the Broncos winning the last 2. I mean, they beat the Chargers, who were supposed to be a good team. They're not.
Can we stop trying to boost them? I'm being dead serious. Every year is something. Oh, the Chargers there. The Chargers are there.
Yeah.
And
they kind of always were that team. Like
the Chargers always had. I mean, they remind me a lot of the Browns in the sense that they have a lot of talent at the very good skill positions, but they don't have the foundation to establish themselves, and they definitely don't have the special teams to push themselves over the top in terms of being a winning club.
But it's their fault.
The thing for the Chargers, like the last 10 years, and I literally mean the last 10 years, they were very injury prone. They're still very injury prone. I mean, Hunter Henry doesn't know how to stay healthy to save his life.
Absolutely.
That's true, but it's definitely because of their location. It's because they're in L.A.
It doesn't help that they play 16 road games.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that you're in LA. It's so many distractions and stuff that, you know,
I mean, there's a reason that Green Bay is always good.
Exactly. There's nothing there, but now you're in LA, you got the Lakers, you got the Clippers, the Dodgers.
Yeah.
There's just too many.
I mean,
people can do whatever they want.
The Chargers
to. 70-degree weather every day.
The Chargers may be I would say, Lakers and Clippers are more popular right now. I'd say the Dodgers, even though they had a letdown, more popular. And then you get into a conversation of, okay, the Rams made an NFC Championship game. They're probably more popular right now.
Yep.
They're playing a better stadium anyway.
Yep.
They're 4. And then you get that question of whether or not the A's are in front of the Chargers. And I forgot about the Warriors. They're also in California.
Oh, they got the Warriors.
So the Chargers are definitely outside the top 5.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Especially, with the Warriors and the 49ers are pretty much
then the 49ers.
LA teams.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, see, that's what it is.
I mean, if you saw that...
Do we throw USC in front of the Chargers?
No,
yeah.
No.
Yes, you can.
Oh, in front of the Chargers, yeah.
Yes. UCLA.
I mean, if you saw that Rams 49ers game last Sunday, I mean, there were more 49ers fans there because, I mean, ever since the Jim Harbaugh era, LA became a 49ers town because there was no team in LA.
Yeah. And if things don't go right for the Chargers and the Rams,
they just don't care no more.
California may turn into a 49ers state. Because the 49ers, they're getting a lot of hype right now.
And it definitely doesn't make it any better that basketball season is about to start. So you start losing, they definitely not coming.
Yeah. So they're definitely going to just stay at Staples Center and watch either the Clippers or the Lakers.
Exactly. So it's just a location. That's what it is.
But Broncos got a big win over the Chargers, and then they blanked the Titans. And the Broncos, who were in trouble going 0-5 for the first time in franchise history, I believe, have now routed off 2 wins. And now they're trying to get a third against Kansas City, a reeling Kansas City team. And don't look now, they pulled that off. They're 3-4, trying to charge their way up there. Now, granted, they play the Colts the next week, and I won't let that happen. I won't let them win.
Yeah, I think
game.
we need to slow down a little bit.
Yeah,
just a tap.
But
because they're not beating the Kansas City.
So do the Chiefs win tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm gonna get KC.
Look, the Chiefs may have lost the last 2 games, but they're to the Colts and the Texans, who are good teams.
I'm going to the KC. The offense can't score enough. Pat Mahomes gonna get.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs have too much talent to lose this game. I think the Broncos' offense is so bad that they won't be able. I mean, even if they are able to produce, the Chiefs are going to outpace them, no matter how good that Broncos defense is. I mean, Broncos could maybe be lucky to get 14.
I do want to remind everybody that the Chiefs did have a 17-3 lead on the Texans and lost 31-24.
Because that's Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that's the Deshaun Watson effect. Sure,
dude is legit.
But it's not going good for the Chiefs right now. Let's get at Thursday Night Football.
Okay,
and let's go to the rest of the NFL. Who will be the? We've already seen one coach get the axe. Who's next? Everybody, give me one coach who's next. We can pick the same coach because part of me feels like we're all about to pick the same person. To be quite honest.
That's a good question.
Who's the next coach to get that?
It can't be the Bengals coach because it's his first year, right?
Well,
okay.
It depends if you think the Bengals are a competent organization or not.
No, he can't get it. He can't do that. Not him.
And the Dolphins are trying to lose, so it can't be the Dolphins coach.
It can't be him. That's. Oh.
And Jay Gruden already got fired.
So do you want me to go first?
Yes, Jared.
Yeah, you
Dan Quinn.
Oh,
he will be the next one to go.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he makes it through the regular season. I mean, once again, let's look at his Falcons team. I think we went through it the other day, and we said we look at the schedule. I don't know if there's technically another win for the Falcons until week 17.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think Dan Quinn is definitely the next coach to go.
Well, I got Freddie Kitchens.
Freddie Kitchens? Well, yeah. I mean, that does seem like a Browns thing to do.
I really just think that I think he got too much talent for a first-year coach. Yeah, I mean, like, you have Odell. You have everything, really. Like, you got everything that you need. And I really don't think he deserved it in the first place. I think he should just stay that offensive coordinator. But because, like, you know, just because you're a great OC doesn't mean that you're going to be a great head coach. And I think he just was just like a great OC just for Baker. Now I think he just got too much on his plate, so I think they're going to get him out of there. And what we need to do is we need to let Nah, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that because
What?
I like him in the Steelers. I like that.
Oh, Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin need to go over there, and then we'll be
Well,
fine.
there has been the rumors of if the Browns get Mike Tomlin. It's the Redskins who's
he
talking
better
about
not.
that.
No.
Yeah. Dan Snyder, who is the owner for the Redskins, who probably will go down as one of the worst owners ever in professional sports. What he's done with the Redskins, said if Mike Tomlin, or the rumor is if Mike Tomlin goes to Washington, they would give him full control of the team. So GM, head coach mixture, kind of like how Belichick has in New England. Which, I mean, if you're a head coach like Mike Tomlin, that sounds great.
I
but
mean, Snyder also said that to Gruden.
yeah, it sounds great, but
I mean, I don't think he can be the worst owner ever. James Dolan got that on lock for the Knicks. That's on lock. That's on lock. Like he can be second, but no, James Dolan definitely number one as the worst owner ever.
I mean, yeah, looking at the next coach to be fired, I mean, there's tiers of coaches at the NFL. I mean, there's the guys that have been there so long, they're pretty much untouchable. Your Belichick, Sean Payton, Mike Tomlin type people.
Tomlin, yeah.
And then there's most teams have a first, second, third year coach, which is hard to part ways
Jack,
with.
there was a coach I thought you were going to go with, and you haven't said his name yet.
I'm not even going to justify that, Jared.
What?
Who do you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say Jason Garrett of the Cowboys.
He don't.
Should he be fired? Absolutely. Will he be fired? Never.
See, them one of them untouchables. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Is he untouchable?
Yeah, he's untouchable.
It's untouchable as long as Jerry Jones owns the team, so forever.
I'm telling you, he love him some Jason Garrett. Okay? Jason Garrett can lose every game. It doesn't matter. That's why Dak is not getting paid right now.
You got a bit of a country twang going on right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's that Dallas.
It's that 8-8 lifestyle that Jason Garrett brings to the Cowboys.
Don't they play the Eagles this week?
I mean, maybe Doug.
Yes, Sunday Night Football.
If the
Watch
Jags continue to play the way they have, or not to play, have the same record, even without Foles, I don't know if Doug Marrone sticks around after the end of the season, considering additionally all the off the field issues they've been dealing with in Jacksonville.
But I think they really just picked the coach over the players just then when they traded Jalen Ramsey. So I don't think he's going to leave.
I think so too, but I think yes, Jalen Ramsey's out of Jacksonville, but we could see a maybe Pittsburgh situation where it's another player is going to crop up, and maybe it was the mentality of the team rather than just that one problem player that was causing problems in Jacksonville. So
yeah.
I don't exactly see, other than that fluky Bortles season, I don't exactly see.
Don't disrespect the boat like that.
I mean, Jalen Ramsey just wanted to be with his teammate in L.A.
Don't disrespect.
That's all. And you know what?
That's all he wanted.
You know what? He want to go to L.A. because it's L.A. You know.
Don't disrespect future Atlanta Falcons quarterback Bortles like that.
No. Please don't say that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Jack, I thought you were going to say something. I want you to speak.
I had a stat about Matt Ryan that I don't know where to find, but I just remember that it was quarterbacks that have had this stat line are 66-1, and the one was Matt Ryan last week. I mean, talk about bad luck on ending up on a team with the amount of talent you have. I mean, Matt and Julio, hate it for him.
You hate it for him, but you kind of like to see it if you're in the NFC South.
I mean, Julio's the next Larry Fitzgerald in just a wasted career.
Man. Well,
don't say that.
Oh, and they both have played in one Super Bowl.
I mean, he's got time.
Yeah.
They both played in historically collapsed Super Bowls.
You know what we need to do? Patriots is going to get Julio. Let's go.
I don't know. Don't give them any more weapons.
Man, we need something. You haven't seen us?
You don't need anything.
Have you seen us? It's not looking too good right now. We got a great defense, no offense. Edelman is our only,
I can't believe I'm hearing this right now.
I'm a Patriots.
We have great defense, no offense, as in the last two games, scored 33 and 35 points.
Combined opponent record of 8-22.
Once again,
exactly. Who are we playing yet?
I want to go back to Miami. Let's do our Miami Dolphins update as they play the Bills this Sunday. Miami update now averaging 8.4 points per game. That is technically more commercials than we have in the show. So they've done a better job.
Question: is they playing in Miami or
It's in Buffalo, so they're definitely.
Oh
losing.
God, no.
And if Buffalo wins, Buffalo will be 5-1. I'm telling you, count on this Bills team. They're gonna be good. They'll be a wild card team.
Man, the Miami Dolphins just might as well just
Fold?
Just forfeit. Don't even waste them folk time. Because it's like 70, like 75 degrees. Down. I'm on this weather. It's 75 degrees in Miami. They're finna go to Buffalo. That's like,
let's see, the
40.
projected weather. I don't know if they have it yet.
30.
I mean, if it was 50 here this morning, I can't imagine.
It may be
exactly
64 degrees in Buffalo, New York. So we'll see what happens up there.
Miami just go ahead and forfeit. Don't even go down there. Up there, rather.
That being said, let's go ahead and let's head to a quick commercial
And I
break.
picked them to win 5 games.
Hey, they're trying. They have a lot of heart. That being said, let's go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we'll have more of the Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV.
Okay, so Sarah, I'm dropping you off at Emily's?
Yep.
And Josh, you're going to?
Soccer, Dad. Soccer practice.
Right. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know when I pick you both up, I'll be wearing my short shorts.
What? No!
Yep, and my dorky dad hat, and I'm gonna do my dad dance for all your friends. They'll love it!
Seriously? Why?
Because I like my short shorts. Of course, I could be talked out of it if you guys would just buckle up your seatbelts without giving me a hard time.
It's important to get your kids to buckle up for safety, no matter what it takes. And sometimes, all it takes is your parental powers of persuasion.
Okay, we're buckling up. See, all buckled.
Good choice. I'll just have to do my dad dance at dinner time.
What?
No!
Do what you have to make sure your kids are wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
So you're giving up? Just like that?
Giving up on what?
On getting an inheritance from a distant relative.
Don't you think if there were a billionaire in the family, we'd know about it by now?
Listen to me. We are one phone call away from riding horses on our own private polo grounds. One call from christening yachts, having a butler, using summer as a verb.
How do you figure?
Look, everyone's got a rich uncle somewhere. It's statistics. So the best thing you can do is just prepare for the inevitable.
Right, which is why I thought maybe it would be smart to take control of my finances. You know, start using a budget, get out of debt, set some retirement goals.
Budgets? Debt? You watch your mouth. Retirement shouldn't be a goal for us. It should be a way of life.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillon, and joining me in the studio is Jack Hart and Devin Foreman. Staying in the NFL, and let's kind of look at these risers and fallers in the NFL, and quickly just want to kind of get your guys' opinions on a couple of teams. What I want to do is I want to give you a team, and I want you to tell me if they are a playoff team or not. So you have for everybody on the TV side, you have marker boards. Everybody on the radio side just gotta listen up.
My marker doesn't work, so listen to me also.
Well, go quickly get another marker then.
It's always something with you, Jared.
You'll be all right.
Yes.
The budget's rolled over. So while Jacko gets another marker, Devin, this is what we're going to do.
Talk to me.
I'll name a team, and you tell me if they're a playoff team or not.
Okay.
And you're going to write that down
Okay.
for us.
Okay. I got
And to make it even better, tell me if they are a first round playoff team, if they are a divisional round team or wild card.
Bet. Let's go.
So that's how we'll do this. We'll start in the AFC. Buffalo Bills. Say yay or nay. And tell me if they're a wild card, divisional, or first round kind of team. Jack, give it to me first. What are the Bills?
Bills are a wild card team. Bills will go 10-6.
Gotcha. So you're buying in a little bit of the Bills hype. These are good?
I think Bills by default is the hashtag of the season.
Bills by default.
Bills will get the second wild card spot because no one else wants it.
All right, Devin, how about you?
I would have to definitely agree. I'm going to go with yes, wild card. Just like he said, Bills by default. So we'll agree with that one.
Bills by default. Let's get it trending, boys.
Bills by default.
Bills by default. Up next, the Cleveland Browns. Will the Cleveland Browns be a playoff team?
All right, I'm ready.
Jack, you ready?
I'm ready. The Cleveland Browns will come in second place in their division, but they will not make the playoffs. They will go 6-10 and miss them by a country mile.
6-10, second place. I mean, I guess in some ways that's a win for the Browns.
No,
I guess.
No, there was no Freddie.
No,
no,
Freddie.
Because it's Freddie. Freddie Kitchens, no. So, no. Not a playoff coach, so no. Just that simple.
The Browns miss the playoffs once again.
For the coaching staff. Not the players. Not the players' fault.
Let's go to now the Indianapolis Colts. They're in the same division as the Texans. Texans 4-2, Colts 3-2. They play each other this week. But are the Colts a playoff team, especially with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback? It's a little bit of a tougher one. Because then it gets back to, well, if the Colts aren't going to win a division, could they win the wild card?
Okay, bet. I got it. Okay.
No. Okay.
Yes.
They will have the same record as the Bills, but they will miss the playoffs on tiebreakers.
10-6.
Do the Colts play the Bills?
That's a great question.
That could be a big game. Remember the Colts-Bills snow game? I do.
I don't want to remember that. The Colts do not play the Bills. But the Colts have, I believe, a top 5 easiest schedule from here on out.
Well, then.
Yeah, that kind of changes things. Devin, what about you?
Yes, because he got a little luck. You feel me? Andrew Luck. This is last. He sprinkled some luck for you guys. So I feel like y'all gonna get in. Now I don't know how y'all gonna do it, but hey, you gonna get in though.
Oh, well,
Andrew Luck. That's his last gift to you guys. His last little luck.
His last dying wish is for the Colts to reach the playoffs.
So it won't be such a bad look on him. They want. He's praying you guys make it.
How about this? The 3-2 Oakland Raiders, who will then be dubbed the Las Vegas Raiders. It's a tough one.
Do I have to answer this one?
I will give you the Raiders' schedule from here on out.
Okay.
So they play at the Packers this week, at the Texans versus Lions, versus Chargers versus Bengals, at Jets, at Chiefs versus Titans versus Jaguars, at Chargers, and at the Broncos.
I can go first on this one. No.
Just straight up no.
No, I think the 3-2 is injustice to this Raiders team. I think they're a lot worse than that. I think they got a lucky win against the Bears and against the Broncos early in the season. So, yeah, no for Oakland.
That's a no for Oakland. All right.
And I like it.
Let's move over to the NFC. It's a double whammy. Between the Eagles and the Cowboys, who wins this division? All right, Jack, I'm going to let you go first.
The Eagles. The Cowboys are way too bad. And the Eagles at least have talent where the Cowboys don't. I think Carson Wentz is too good He's going to put the balls in the right places and be able to bring this Eagles team at least a winning record, which will be good enough to take that division.
All right, Devin, what about you?
I'm really stuck with them like a rock and a hard place. I don't like the Eagles. I can't be a Dallas fan because I love Stephen A. Smith. So, Giants, Daniel Jones.
We're just gonna go with the Giants winning the division.
Yep, Daddy Dimes.
DJ.
Daniel Jones, Giants. Let's go. Saquon Barkley. Let's get it.
All right.
Watch this. Watch this.
Let's stick with this.
Watch this.
This is a yes or no question for the NFC North.
Okay.
Do the NFC North get 3 teams into the playoffs? 1 division winner, 2 wild card. They have the Green Bay Packers leading the way, Vikings at 4-2 with Kirk Cousins, and then the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions, who have both played very well. I mean, these are 4 teams that have played very well throughout the season. Jack, I'll let you go first.
I will say no. They will get 2 teams in the playoffs, though. I'll say Pack and Vikes. I don't think the Bears' offense is good enough to win them enough games, and I think the Lions, I think Goodell's still a little salty about Patricia wearing the clown shirt and will continue to adjust the Lions accordingly.
All right, Devin?
I would definitely have to go with no, too. I would say Pack and Vikes will get 2. I think we're going to get 2 in there, like the Pack and Vikes. I think the Chicago Bears offense is just no. And, no, I just think, yeah, let's go with them, too. No, they're not going to get 3, y'all.
The Lions' offense is also too inconsistent, I think. And even if all 4 teams are super good, they're going to cannibalize each other.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get 3 teams from the same division in the playoffs, especially with as competitive as the middle of the pack is in the NFC right now.
Yes, I'm going to go with that.
All right. Here is a different one. Who wins the NFC South? Saints, Panthers, or the Buccaneers?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm not putting the other team in.
I'm going to stop trying to draw the logos and write the name of it.
Yeah, please be careful about your drawings. I don't want to get fined.
What we finna get?
Saints win the division, maybe by 1 game. I think Bridgewater has shown that he is enough and more than enough to keep the Saints right where they want to be. I mean, if you blindfolded someone woke up in a coma and said, hey, sure do like my Drew Brees-led Saints so far in the season, and you tell them, no, it's Bridgewater, they'd be like, that's odd because they're 5-1.
Devin, what about you? Who you got winning the NFC South?
I got the Saints, but you just did them so wrong, so I had to put Hot Atlanta in there, Atlanta, ATL. You know what I'm saying? If you'd ever been to Atlanta, you know why I call it Hot Atlanta. You feel me? It's really Cascade.
I feel you didn't explain it that much, but yeah, I got it.
I got to go with the Saints on this one. But don't do Atlanta like that. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on their name, just a little bit.
Last one. Who in the world wins the NFC West? You have the 5-0 49ers, the 5-1 Seattle Seahawks, the 3-3 defending NFC champion LA Rams, and the Arizona Cardinals, which don't look now, have now rallied off 2 straight wins. Now, they were against the Bengals and Falcons, so grain of salt.
49ers win the division. They do not get the first round bye. 49ers will be the 3rd or 4th seed in the NFC.
Okay.
I don't know how I want to write it, so I'm just going to say it. Seahawks.
Seahawks?
Yeah.
The Russell Wilson-led Seahawks.
Yeah, he living his best life right now.
Even though they struggle with the Browns a little bit?
That doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
Russell Wilson.
Gotcha. I understand that.
I mean, they were a wild card team last year, and I think they've only gotten better, especially with the Rams taking a step back. I think this division's wide open.
I will say the Seahawks have a lot of guys hurt.
That is true.
True.
That's hurting them right now with Will Dissly going down for the Seattle Seahawks and my fantasy team.
Why it seems like they always got somebody hurt though? It's never like
they
never like in
they
full
are like
strength.
the Chargers, who are always hurt as well.
Do not compare them to the Chargers. Don't do that. No.
Well, with that said, before Devin writes something that I'm going to regret, no, it's just no.
No.
With that said, let's go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we'll quickly get into ALCS Game 4. Astros, Yankees, tonight. After being postponed, they're getting right back at it. You're watching and listening to Extra Point here on WGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I improved my credit score.
You're kidding, right?
No.
How are we supposed to be the bad boys of electro-synth pop if you're out there being responsible? The band is about to be discovered. This is our year.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while now.
You think anyone in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was worried about their credit score?
I never really thought that.
Of course they weren't. Rock stars aren't supposed to think about that kind of stuff. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, write aggressively sensitive power ballads, start questionable fashion trends, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
All right. I thought maybe it was time to take control of my finances, you know? Start using a budget, get out of debt, set some goals.
A budget? Debt? Set some goals? Listen, I knew that we'd have our creative differences, but I was hoping they'd involve a little more scandal.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cool time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Hold up! Whoa, 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 whoa! Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah! Get out the way, get the fuck out my way, yeah!
Welcome back to the Extra Point here on WGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dilla joining me in the studio. All my not-so-handsome co-hosts like myself, Jack Hart, and Devin Foreman. On that being said, let's get into MLB playoffs. Don't talk about the Cardinals anymore. That's dead and buried. Season's over.
Good run, though.
Good run. Good run for everybody.
Good run.
But let's talk about the Yankees and the Astros. Game 4 tonight. It was postponed yesterday. No game yesterday. The Yankees desperately need a win at home if they're going to stay in this. Don't want to go back to Minute Maid down 3-1. So the Yankees trying to pull up what's going on here in Game 4. And also to give you some starters, I believe it's going to be Tanaka on the mound for the Yankees. And I believe it's everybody's favorite Zach Greinke.
Stinky Greinke.
on the mound.
Yeah, something I thought was interesting was that both teams called a bullpen day, which is very odd for the playoffs. I think they knew this game was getting rained out, and they just didn't want to put a probable up there.
Yeah.
I think it was welcomed that it was a rain delay by both teams in order to get their guys some rest, and then the Yankees sending out who they really want out there in Tanaka to be able to pitch this game. So I think it's going to make the series more entertaining. It's going to make both teams feel more prepared to play, and I think it's going to be all around great that there was a day off yesterday, because I don't want to watch another bullpen game, especially when both teams are throwing it.
Man, I'm looking at this, and Zach Greinke hasn't had the best of times in the postseason. Does he bounce back? He's played well this season. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But in that last game did not instill a lot of confidence in me in his ability.
Well, it was really just it wasn't that bad. I mean, no, it wasn't great if you're in the playoffs in the AL where the run scoring is at a premium. But, I mean, it wasn't enough to yank him or feel shaky about throwing him out there. I mean, yes, he is one of your 3 best pitchers, and you've got to send him back out there. I mean, if you don't let him play, you can't give him a chance to let you win. So I don't see any kind of trepidation or qualms that the Astros need to be having with sending Greinke back out to the bump.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Devin, how you feeling about this Yankees-Astros matchup in Game 4? 7:08 Central Time start, by the way.
Well, to be honest with you, like I said, I'm a Mets fan, so I really don't care for the Yankees. So I'm really a Houston Astro fan right now. So let's get it. That's really all I really have to say, though. I really think that I think they're going to end. I don't think they're going to end it tonight. It's not going to be 3-1 tonight, and I really think it's going to be tied going back. I think it's going to leave this one. We haven't really had no good series all this whole entire playoff, so we might as well get one now.
Yeah, it's going to be sub-50s and very high wind. The entire downstate New York is under a high wind advisory, so depending on which way that's blowing, it could be either a hitter-friendly or pitcher-friendly park tonight in Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. So, I mean, this is patented October baseball. I'm here for it.
Well, we'll see what happens tonight in Game 4. Well, with that being said, with about 4 minutes to go,
I think I deserve brownie points for real.
Brownie points?
Yeah, because when we first did the predictions and stuff, I told you guys that the Washington would win one game, and everybody else said they were going to get swept. I think I was more correct than everybody. I know what I'm saying?
I mean, fair, yeah.
Because I did give them one game. Y'all was like, no, it's over. And I was like, they're going to get one. Then so I think I deserve some brownie points.
And they're in the World Series.
Yes.
So, first time in franchise history.
And they're going to lose.
On the laurels of Baby Shark for some reason.
Don't bring that up.
I mean, I'm just as mad as you are.
With that said, only a couple minutes to go. Anything else in the sports world that we want to touch on before we head to the top of the hour?
We talked about soccer yesterday, right?
Did we?
USA lost to Canada.
When you say talked about it, I mean, I had a 2-sentence thing about it, sure.
Well, that's all soccer warrants, so.
Yeah.
That's good for the next month, right?
That's sure. We'll get back to United States men's national team when they actually win a game. So,
yeah.
Devin, anything that you want to add?
Man, NBA is here. It's here. I'm excited. Super excited.
Season starts soon. That's
Super
right.
excited, man. Staples Center is going to be rocking. You got the first game of the year, LA versus LA, LeBron versus Kawhi. Hey, man, it's been basketball season, man. This is going to be a great time for TV. You can have TV everywhere.
Apparently, there's going to be some protests outside Staples Center for Lakers games after LeBron James's comments about Hong Kong.
I don't.
Oh, Devin, you got 2 minutes.
All right, I don't
sound off.
Sound off.
Just fix China for us, Devin.
Well, no, I can't fix that. But what I will say is, I really don't think that was fair to LeBron. I really don't think so. I understand that he is known for speaking out versus certain things, but that's just that's something that's globally, and I really felt like he was forced to say something. So no matter what he said, it was going to be a problem. Now people are trying to question his integrity and stuff like that, which I think is very, very grossly unfair. And I really think LeBron did the best that he could to answer the question without jeopardizing who he's under. You know what I'm saying? So because he's under the NBA. I mean, I understand LeBron is the NBA, but he's not technically the NBA, so I really think he did the best that he could, and I just think people are just blowing this out of proportion. What else did you want him to say? What else could he say? If he would have said one thing, then everybody would have been going crazy. Then if he said what he said, now everybody going crazy. So either he was in a win-lose situation, and he was forced to speak. He didn't even have to say anything. And it was the fact that it had nothing to really do with him. He was in China getting ready to play basketball, and then somebody sent a tweet out and then just killed everything. So I don't think that was fair for him, but I'm a LeBron fan forever. We rocking forever. Going to get us a ring. LA Lakers, let's go. So that's what I really have to say about that. They're going to get off my boy LeBron because he's finna go MVP status right now. All day, every day.
You good? Got off your chest?
Yeah, man, because they just do my boy LeBron so wrong, man. That's just unnecessary.
All right. NBA season's coming up.
It is. Let's go.
And it'll be very fun to talk about it with Carter Bird, who'll be coming up on that side of the break.
The GOAT.
As well as Jack, who we're going to get you a favorite NBA team. Well, it's the Hawks, but they suck, so we'll get you a different one.
How dare you?
Wait a minute, that's not bad.
I love the Hawks.
That's not bad, though. That's not bad. Now, y'all ain't going to win nothing, but it's not bad. That's not bad, though. You got Trae Young. You got some guys over there, for real.
Yeah.
You got Hunter.
Collins.
Oh, God, yeah, bro. I'm doing. Who your favorite team?
Dallas Mavericks.
Boy, man.
Hey, that's a team right there.
Man, who?
With Porzingis,
God.
with Luka.
Who will?
Jalen Brunson, one of the best young guys in the NBA right now.
Jalen Brunson.
Dude balls out.
How much in the
We got Boban now.
Y'all ain't gonna make it to the playoff. 10th. Y'all gonna be in 10th.
Vince Carter, people.
Dunk City.
He been playing his 21st year. I'm 20. He been playing ever since I was born. You know how crazy that is?
Well, that being said,
He hadn't been playing as long as Tom Brady's shoulder pads.
We gotta go to break. Well, that being said, Devin, thank you for joining us on the show.
Already. Thank you guys.
It's always
man.
a pleasure. We're
Thank
going to
you,
head to the
guys.
top of the hour break. And when we come back, Carter Bird will be joining us on the show as we get into college football, Roadblock Saturday, Pick'em, and everything. You're watching and listening to Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV.
And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Up, down, cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. Ludacris going in on the verse.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her?
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge?
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend?
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape? You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel?
Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Alabama did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
Come on, Dad. I'm running circles around you.
I know, sweetie. Dad's not very fast these days.
What about yesterday? Were you fast yesterday?
No, not.
Or the day before that?
I
Or
was.
the day before that?
Actually, I wasn't ever really fast. Hard to believe, I know.
Kids are special. Let's treat them that way.
That's okay. When I was little, I wasn't fast either. Now I'm fast, so you'll be fast tomorrow. That's how it works. Now come on.
At St. Baldrick's Foundation, we want kids to be kids, not just during trips to the park, but when they need us most, when they need help fighting cancer. That's why the advanced research we fund is specifically designed to help children.
I'm pooped after all this.
Dad, you're supposed to do that in the bathroom.
Support St. Baldrick's and childhood cancer research today by going to stbaldricks.org and getting involved.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN. Preserve your family's health and well-being. Get your home tested. That's living healthy and green. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN.
A message from the U.S. EPA.
The following is the production of WEGL 91.1 FM.
That ball is gone! It's a home run! It's a walk-off home run for Stephen Williams!
WEGL Sports,
The Tigers are headed to the College World Series!
where every
Did the Auburn Tigers walk off with a 12-4 victory?
game
There goes Davis! Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back!
lives.
Ain't no mercy. Ain't no mercy.
Welcome back to the top of the hour. It's the Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Your gracious and always beautiful host, Jared Dillard. Joining me in the studio by...
That was weird.
You stop it. Carter Bird and Jack Hart. Carter, welcome to the show. Missed that first hour, but me and Jack and Devin had a good bit of fun. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. Yeah, I heard about the mini game that was played.
Oh, it hasn't been played yet. We're playing it now.
Well, then Jack just straight up lied.
I was talking about the whiteboards.
Yeah, there was two different mini games. One was planned, one wasn't.
Amazing.
So, yeah, we got that going on right now. But what's happening now is simply this. I woke up this morning and I was like, man, I want to do something. I want to do something crazy today. So
it's probably not going to be that crazy.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. Here comes the game. As we've been saying all this week is Roadblock Saturday. 13 ranked teams are going on the road. And with those numbers, like Jack would say, the law of just big numbers, right? There's going to be some teams that lose. So here is the game. 13 games that need to be picked. Not to be picked. There are 13 games that are to be played. We are going to pick 5 upsets. So out of the 13 teams, which 5 will be upset?
Are the most likely to be upsets?
We're going to pick 5 upsets.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Not most likely. These are the teams that are going to be upset this week. And this is how the game works. If you are incorrect, you get 0 points. But If you are correct in your upset pick, you get how many points the Vegas line is. For example, if Auburn lost to Arkansas and the line is 19.5 points, you get 19.5 points.
Wait, are we picking pure upsets, or are we picking ranked teams that go on the road?
Ranked teams that go on the road. So there's 13 games to pick from. And you got to pick 5 upsets.
5 upsets, though. But, like,
yes,
some of these ranked teams are underdogs.
They are. So, great question. What if you're Baylor and you pick Oklahoma State to win, even though Oklahoma State is favored? You get negative 3.5 points. That's how this works.
That's so dumb.
You don't get 3.5 points just because you picked a team that was favored to win.
Okay.
So we're picking 5 losers, essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
That's essentially what we are doing. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah, see, that makes sense. Now, that being said, we'll go one by one and we'll pick, our list of upsets. Now, these games do intertwine with our pick 'em, but just because we pick the upset here does not mean we need to pick the same team and pick 'em. All right, because we got to do some catching up on pick 'em after, going down by a lot. So, these first 30 minutes, we're doing these upset picking 5 games, and then we'll go into our pick 'em after that. So, the question becomes, well, who wants to go first?
I've got to pick them first. Hang on.
Yeah,
I'll go first since I
unbelievably hard.
I'll go first since I had you asked this a similar question yesterday. I think Boise State could be in trouble going to BYU, even though BYU is not that good. They do have 2 wins against Power 5 schools this year, albeit not the cream of the crop. It's still Power 5 schools and talent. So I think the Broncos will be coming in, not looking at the Cougars too closely, a look-ahead game, especially because this is out of conference. So I think the Broncos could slip up against the Cougars this weekend.
Is that your most likely one?
That is not my most likely one. That is just one of them.
That's just one of the 5.
No particular order.
Yeah, there doesn't have to be a particular order with these.
So I, too, have Boise State because the pickings are pretty slim here. And I have Boise State because if you really look at that BYU schedule, it's a pretty brutal schedule to this point. I think they're better than their 2-4 record shows. And I think that they have a very good shot in Provo to pull that upset.
Even though they lost to Toledo.
They had to travel east, and if you look at their schedule, they were playing a ton of Power 5 teams, and they were traveling back and forth across the country.
Yeah.
At some point, that was going to catch up with them, but now they're back home.
This is also their first home game since the Washington game, so I think they'll be glad to be back.
Yes. So I agree with Boise State on this one. My first pick on my own, though, I'm going to go with Oregon on the road at Washington. This is going to be...
What did I tell you last night?
This is going to be the best atmosphere of the weekend, I think. Better than Penn State because Penn State's just going to...
Penn State doesn't have a floating Wendy's. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Penn State's going to beat up on Michigan. So I think that game, the atmosphere's going to be great at the beginning, but then, the fans are going to be leaving by the 4th quarter because they're going to be up by so much. But I think Washington is going to play very well at home. I think this game turns into a defensive struggle, and I think Washington's got the better defense.
I think this could be shades of last year's Pac-12 championship, a 10-3 game.
Don't say that.
I'm just saying. It could rapidly devolve into that.
All right, so Jack, your first game was Boise. Carter, your first one was Oregon.
Well, I also had Boise, and I'm sure he.
I also have Oregon.
All right.
So I'll go next. I think Utah has a pretty good chance of falling as a favorite at home. just because it's the Pac-12 and just because it's Arizona State and because this game probably decides who goes to Santa Clara at the end of the year. Or did they move it to Las Vegas? I can't remember. The Pac-12 championship.
The Las Vegas Stadium isn't built yet.
I think they could play it in the UNLV Stadium.
Please don't.
I mean,
I thought they were moving it once the new stadium was built.
Yes, but to be fair, that also fits about the crowd that travels to the Pac-12 championship. Anyway, I think this Arizona State team is very stingy, is very good, is going to be motivated to win the South, so they will bring everything they have when they travel to Salt Lake this weekend. And I think that while they are a ranked team heading on the road, they will be playing a higher ranked team. So I think Utah stands a pretty good chance of losing.
Okay. So 2-2, you guys got your teams down. Carter, you want to go again?
It's not a road team, but the one that Jack just picked was not a road team. But I have SMU. I think Temple wins this game. I think it's just prime for a spot. SMU survived a couple weeks ago at home against Tulsa in triple overtime when they stormed the field in the most embarrassing field storming since that time Kansas did it with 100 people.
At least they beat Texas. And
yeah, but they had 100 people. SMU, they were the ranked team, and they beat a team that they were pretty substantial favorites over, and they stormed the field. Temple comes in there. Temple plays good defense. Temple wins this thing over there in Dallas.
Jack, you want to go next?
I sure will. I think that of all these games, I think definitely one on the needle tipping towards upset alert is the Florida team heading to South Carolina this weekend. I don't think it will happen, but I think it's getting very close to that state because, yes, this Florida team kind of got pantsed in the Death Valley last weekend. They still played well, but obviously couldn't keep up with that LSU offense, and South Carolina coming off that emotional win against Georgia. I think Florida looked a little worse than people thought they were, and South Carolina looked a lot better than people thought they were. So that is two different teams trending in different directions, colliding, and the home game for South Carolina. I mean, Williams-Brice is always rocking, so it'll be extra rocking this weekend when top 10 Florida comes to town.
With that being said,
I love that one.
You both got 3-3 now, right?
Well, I haven't picked my third one.
You haven't picked your third one?
Is it Florida?
Because a lot of ours overlap. I'm going to pick a different one. I did have Florida down, and I'm going to chunk a couple Hail Marys here on my last few. And we're going to go Clemson at Louisville.
Man, this Clemson-Louisville game is picking up steam on upsets.
It's slowly gathering support.
I'm telling you.
The dominoes are falling. And
Louisville's
Javon,
4-2.
Carter.
They've got some momentum. Clemson's been pretty stagnant all year. They already went on the road as huge favorites in one game this year and tried their best to lose it. Scott Satterfield's one of the better coaching hires of this past offseason. Don't sleep on Louisville here.
With that being said, you both got your 3 in. Let me get my 3 in.
Oh, I thought we were going 5.
Well, yeah, but we're going to do 3 now and then 2 on this side of the break.
Fair enough.
Because you guys just started going and listing off teams, and you didn't let me get mine in.
I thought you were the
I didn't
You don't
know
have a whiteboard,
You
Jared.
didn't have a whiteboard, so I didn't think you counted.
Okay, look.
I thought you were the moderator.
Budget restrictions, okay. Don't have a lot of whiteboards.
It's like we can't get a screw for my mic over here.
Be quiet. South Carolina over Florida. I'll take that one. Temple getting a win over SMU. I'll take that one. And Arizona State. Well, I never really believed in getting a massive win over Utah on the road. I think Herm Edwards, I don't know what's going on. There's some Pac-12 voodoo magic that's happening, which always happens. But Arizona State, 14-point dog going on the road. They're going to do some weird things. We'll see what Utah brings. But before we get into our last 2, we're going to head to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we'll name off our last 2 upset picks in this mini game challenge we have going on. You're watching Listening to Extra Point here on WEGL 911 and Eagle Eye TV.
Okay, Simon, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. And what do people normally wear?
Clothes.
Exactly. So now Mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Clothes keep us warm, they look good, and if we go out without them, the neighbors will talk. So it's important to know how to get dressed. Here's how it's done. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole, or you have to start all over. If you're wearing a tie, it goes over, round, through, and pull tight. Tuck your shirt into your pants and zip up your fly. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears.
I love bunnies.
Good to know. Now remember, spots don't go with stripes, socks don't go with sandals, and if you've tucked in your shirt, wear a belt. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Extra Point here on WEG on 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillard joined by Carter Bird and Jack Hart. We're getting on to our Roadblock Saturday game that we are playing. We're picking 5 upsets, which each upset that actually does happen, we get as many points as the Vegas line is. For example, LSU is a 18.5 point favorite against Mississippi State. If we pick Mississippi State to win, we get 18.5 points. If you get it wrong, you get 0. That is the game that we are playing. We've been through 3 of our picks already. I'll lead off the 4th. I've said it all week, and I'll hit it again. For 4 straight weeks, a ranked team on a Friday has lost. There's only one ranked team playing tomorrow.
He's getting mad at me during the break for throwing Hail Marys, and he's throwing the biggest Hail Mary out here.
I wasn't mad during the break of you throwing Hail Marys. I was mad because apparently you're picking 9 games when I said it's a 5 max. I'm picking
8.
Northwestern to beat Ohio State in what will be 2 days shy of the Purdue-Ohio State anniversary game from last year. I'm going with the symbolic reference here. Who's up next?
Do you want which one of my 2 biggest shockers do you want next?
Whichever one. You only got 2 more, by the way. Not 5 more. You got 2 more.
All right. Coming off their second loss of the year, we're going to take Texas to lose at home to Kansas. Les Miles going in. Texas's defense is already banged up, looked horrendous last week, can't stop a soul. 2 more players are done for this next week. Kansas is going to put up some points. Kansas might hang in here. Kansas might mess around and pull off the upset.
Oh, Kansas is having flashbacks to a couple years ago when they got a big win over Texas.
They're going to rush the field at Texas this time with 5 people there.
Jack, give me your upset.
I'm going to concur with the Oregon game. Oregon will be my 4th pick as well. I think they will lose in Seattle this weekend.
All right. So the Oregon game is that one on our pick 'em coming up soon?
Absolutely. I wrote these all down from Jump Street. I'm not copying. I promise.
So fifth game, our final game on the upset pick'em. Just to recap for me, picking South Carolina over Florida, Temple over SMU, Arizona State over Utah, and Northwestern over Ohio State. For my last one, it's tough to find another one, I feel like, without trying to, pick all the same game. But I'll stick with a relatively easy one, and I'll jump on the BYU getting at Boise State at home. Boise State is a 7-point favorite, but BYU has always been that scrappy team, and maybe the Cougars can pull one out. That'll be my fifth game. Carter, you're up next.
Oh, this one's just for the laughs of it. In a great sandwich game, look ahead spot, LSU at Starkville. Joe Burrow relaxes a little bit this week. Has a rough game, a letdown game, throws a couple picks. That defense gives up points to literally everybody. And Mississippi State hangs in there and pulls off a weird one before Auburn travels to LSU the following week.
I love that pick. Because it reminds me of 2 years ago when LSU went up to Starkville and lost 37-7 in a game that no one saw coming. Starkville is a weird place to play. LSU is a weird team. I like this matchup, and I want to see where this one goes. This game, seemingly always an upset, whether it's Mississippi State down in Death Valley or LSU laying an egg up in Starkville. I'd love to see it.
Jared is in tears.
Jared in shambles. My final pick is, I'm going to be boring, but I did talk about ad nauseum how much I liked this game yesterday and how much I like these Cowboys. I think Baylor does not get it done this weekend in Boone Pickens against Oklahoma State.
Wait. Hang on.
You do know what that means, right?
You're taking an automatic -4 spot if Oklahoma State wins?
Yes.
He's going for...
Are you locking that in?
So you're either going to take a 0 if Baylor wins or a -4 if Oklahoma State wins.
Did you already forget the rules, Jack?
Well, your rules are very confusing.
No, it's not.
Hey, just mess around and take
Baylor as the example.
Just mess around and take Missouri.
I thought this was ranked teams on the road. Both boxes.
That's where it started out, but then we started taking home teams.
And started taking home teams, it was Carter picking.
He picked a home team first. When I saw him do it, I was like, okay, it's okay for me to do it.
Okay.
Why can't you jump all directions?
In that case.
Because your directions were too specific. You gave us like 6 games that were actually capable of ranked teams losing on the road. And you asked us all to pick 5.
Missouri.
There he is. Let's go.
Missouri has a Wyoming-esque game in Nashville this weekend and loses to the Doors after Bryant throws 3 interceptions.
Hey, it's put up or shut up time if you're Vandy after losing to UNLV at home last week.
They don't talk about that
convincingly
too
much.
Lost. UNLV
three scores.
crushed them.
So with that being said, we've picked our 5 upset games of the week. A lot of teams going on the road. It's going to be I think it's probably going to be one of the more chaotic weeks in college football. I think it definitely can shape up like that, and hopefully some teams like Auburn do not get caught in the chaos. Auburn currently is a 19.5 point favorite, over under 55.5. So do the math on that. Auburn's supposed to win big.
I don't feel like this game's going to be anywhere close. Like I don't like of all the teams on here, there are some that are like 30-something point favorites that aren't at risk at all. But of the games below 20 points, I feel like Auburn's the least at risk because this is classic Gus Malzahn going up to his former school, a game that's really important to him that he gets fired up for. This is a game where he hangs 56 and we only allow 17, and we hammer him by 39.
I mean, fair. I mean, Gus usually always likes to pile on points against Arkansas, even when his good old buddy was down there last year in his first year, completely buried.
That's a weird game because Auburn put up 34 points with 225 yards of offense.
Hey, points.
Yeah, you had a kickoff return for a touchdown and a block punt, set up an easy score.
Hey, points in my book. I don't care if Auburn had -5 yards against LSU. If they somehow won.
Auburn last year, the one thing I do think is different from last year to this year is I think Auburn can actually get push against their D line a little bit. I know that they have a defensive tackle that's going to be the best defensive tackle that we've seen this year. But last year, Auburn had 36 carries for 91 yards.
And the question now becomes, well, if Auburn has 36 carries again, who gets most of them with Boobie Whitlow being out?
I know who it should be.
There's Cam Martin.
We know who it should be, but we also know who it's going to be.
So it's going to be Cam Martin when it should be?
It should be DJ Williams.
Brought him up in the first hour.
But it's going to be Cam Martin.
Auburn's currently missing the bigger bruising back that Boobie Whitlow was. Cam Martin and Sean Shivers.
That is DJ Williams.
Yeah. It's either DJ Williams or maybe Gus Malzahn goes with the more experience with Malik Miller. We don't know.
I love Malik Miller and respect him for staying at Auburn all this time, but he might be the slowest running back I've ever seen in the SEC.
Hey, if he can get 5 yards a carry, I'm all for it.
He takes 2-second long strides.
Well, we'll I don't know what to say about that. We'll see what Auburn does with the backfield. It's definitely the biggest question mark. And whatever they do against Arkansas, I'm going to assume that's going to be what happens at LSU. If Cam Martin gets most of the carries, I assume Cam Martin gets most of the carries at LSU. Maybe, hopefully, we see DJ Williams get 10 carries.
DJ Williams has to take this job this weekend. Has to.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, then Auburn's in trouble going to bed.
I don't see Gus not using him against Arkansas, then use him against LSU. I don't see that.
Yeah. DJ's got to, early on in this Arkansas game, he has to show Gus something that Gus continues to ride him the rest of the game, and he proves it this week that this is his job for the next 4 to 6 weeks until Boobie's back.
It's big. It's a big moment for him because if he can prove that he can be the guy that can carry the load right now, that sets him up well for next year.
Yeah, and like you could go into next year where you have a two-headed monster established with those two.
Yeah.
And then you have a Sean Shivers as your change of pace back, and you have a Harold Joyner that you can use in some capacity out of the backfield and give him a couple carries. And then you have Mark Anthony Richards, who's recovering from a knee surgery that we haven't even seen.
That's true. That's true. Auburn has a lot of weapons, but how will they use them? We'll have to wait and find out. With that being said, we're going to head to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're getting into our pick'em for the week. The extra point down big. We got to do something, guys. We got to do something. You're watching Let's Extra Point here on WGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV.
Okay, Simon, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. And what do people normally wear?
Clothes.
Exactly. So now Mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Clothes keep us warm, they look good, and if we go out without them, the neighbors will talk. So it's important to know how to get dressed. Here's how it's done. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. If you're wearing a tie, it goes over, round, through, and pull tight. Tuck your shirt into your pants and zip up your fly. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears.
I love bunnies.
Good to know. Now remember, spots don't go with stripes, socks don't go with sandals, and if you've tucked in your shirt, wear a belt. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home Walk Restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Tasted blood and it is sweet.
Welcome back to the Extra Point with 30 minutes to go. Hello, everybody. Jared Dillard joining me. It's Carter Bird, Jack Hart, and look who found his way back into the studio. Devin Foreman coming in, not done yet. Coming in, and we'll do pick 'em with us. And I guess we'll just have to mark you down as a celebrity guest picker. So, and you said right before we came on the air, I'm going 10-0.
Already 10-0, undefeated.
Let's see
what
happens.
Miami Dolphins 5 wins. Let's chill out.
So a little bit of background. This is Extra Point trivia. There's only been 1 week where a picker went 10-0.
Let's make history. Let's go.
It was me last year, by the way.
It was before I was even on the show, so.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, Mister. I went 1-6.
I went 9-1 last week, champ.
Okay, and is that 10-0?
Wait a minute.
I don't think
It's
so.
better than what you did.
Hold up. You say you did it?
I did.
And you went 9-1? Okay,
Still
bet.
probably lost the pick
Let's
on that
go.
last
I'm
year.
going 10-0 right now. Let's go.
Jack, give us the first game. Who's first on the pick 'em?
Get some pressure.
The 5-1 Temple Owls traveling to Texas to take on undefeated Southern Methodist University, SMU.
So the way that the pick 'em standings are looking, Jack, do you have the updated pick 'em standings for us?
Yes.
I know who's winning.
Can you please list off
Carter
our
is
records?
winning 46-24. Jared nipping at his heels 45-25. I'm in the dust 39-31.
And
But
where do we stand with the Plainsmen?
we are just neck and neck with the Plainsmen, except we're 6 games behind. Plainsmen 81-45, allegedly.
What happened?
The extra point 75-51.
Jared, let's point out here that you and I are 1 game apart.
Yes.
He is 6 games behind you.
Yeah.
We trail the Plainsmen by 6 games.
But that's the overall picture.
Well, I know, but it still applies.
Jack, you're bringing us down, is what he's saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that. You don't speak in a code like I'm not going to understand.
Everybody pointed who fault it
I
is.
make the spreadsheet. I know I'm behind.
With that being said, SMU Temple. SMU is a 7.5 point favorite. With the standings the way they are, Carter will go first, followed by me. We'll do Jack, and then our guest picker, Devin Foreman, will go last. We've been talking about 10-0, so let's see if somebody in here can go 10-0 this week, and maybe they'll win a special prize.
You know, I'm kind of waffling on this one as we speak right now. I like the Temple defense, but I really like Rhett Lashley at SMU, and I'm going to flip again back to SMU. SMU gets the win at home. They rush the field because they're dumb about that stuff, and then they further improve their ranked. Aren't they still ranked? Yeah.
Yes, 19. They're going up there.
They might mess around and be the group of 5 rep in the New Year's 6.
Yeah, I would love that. So you're going SMU?
Yes, sir.
Man, you know, it's the Tulsa game that scares me because we all remember how that ended.
They dug themselves a weird hole in that and had to rally all the way out of there, and Tulsa gave it away.
And then Temple got the big win over Memphis. So Temple's not playing around.
Temple also beat Maryland earlier in the season.
Tulsa's and that was a
game.
That was a bad one.
Also, by the way,
because Maryland is that team that will randomly beat teams by 45 and then turn around the next week and get throttled by 20 in their own right against teams that are probably worse than they are.
Temple currently also has the best looking win, 24-2 against Georgia Tech.
Beautiful.
That looks good. For me, it's at home, so I'll take SMU as well. Jack?
Yeah, SMU's going to stumble, but not this weekend. I think they're going to continue their winning ways against Temple. I'd like it to be a close game, though. Maybe SMU with a come-from-behind victory. Go Stangs.
Devin?
The Pony Express. Let's go. SMU.
The Pony Express. Jack, give us game 2.
This is a ranked v. ranked matchup that did not find itself on the Plainsman Pick'em. It is Pac-12 with the sun still up, I believe. Arizona State takes on Utah this weekend in a game that could decide the South.
Yeah. I don't think Arizona State has the guys to hang with Utah physically in this one, and I think that's reflected in the line. Utah wins this one big at home. I mean, Utah was talked about as being the Pac-12 rep in the college football playoff for a reason. They had some injuries, getting healthier, but they're just better than Arizona State is.
Well, just going off of transitive wins, Arizona State beat Washington State 38-34. Utah beat Washington State 38-13. They both go 38, but Utah has a better defense. Give me the Utes.
Yeah, defense is the name of the game here. I think if Utah's defense was weaker, Arizona State could come to town and pull off the upset, but I think that defense and that rocking atmosphere in Salt Lake is going to be enough to quiet down this Arizona State offense and let Utah seal the deal, despite what I said earlier in the upset picks.
Well, they were upset picks. You don't have to worry about those. Devin?
Herm Edwards. Let's go.
Wow. Very confident about Herm Edwards.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get the football. You got to run the football. We're going to play great defense. We're going to go on the road. That's what we're going to do. Herm Edwards. Let's go. Arizona State.
Love it.
Do they play to win the game?
Arizona State.
That reference just went over.
Jack, give us.
Woo! Arizona State.
Jack, give us game number. Go ahead and give us game number 3.
In a game that nearly led to the dissolution of the extra point, trying to figure out what the 10th game would be on this pick'em, Pittsburgh is going to the Carrier Dome this weekend to take on Syracuse.
Yeah. We all know that I'm never going to pick Pitt in a pick'em. We're going to take the cues in the Carrier Dome, get back on track, a season that has been very underwhelming to this point. And I think the high ceilings of the Carrier Dome, maybe Pitt muffs a punt, turns out to be the difference.
Wow.
Taking the cues.
Well, I said that Pitt would end up 10-2 after they beat UCF. They are currently riding that streak. And remember, Pitt did have that big emotional win against a very, very good Duke team on the road, 33-30. And this is a Syracuse team that put up 10 points against NC State. And it's a Syracuse team that they had to make a quarterback switch if their quarterback got hurt. We don't know their quarterback situation right now. Even though they're at home, give me Pitt.
The other side of that story is that Syracuse only gave up 16 to NC State.
Well, I didn't say NC State was a better team.
I'm just saying you didn't fail to mention that little tidbit. So I think this Syracuse defense comes up big at home, shuts down the Pitt offense, and Syracuse wins in the Dome.
You know that Syracuse's defense gives up an average of 425 yards?
They played Clemson.
What does that even mean?
They played Clemson and Maryland, who scored 63 on them. I'm just saying I like this Syracuse defense to play well in ACC play, and I think that will be the difference in this Pittsburgh game.
Devin?
Syracuse on this one. I'm going to go Syracuse. I'm really on the fence with this one. I'm going to go Syracuse, though.
You're very confident about Herm.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, Syracuse is just not that's a basketball school. And then you talk about Pittsburgh. But I really don't like Pitt. So.
What school is Pitt, though?
Pitt's a nothing school.
Pitt is really, if you really think about it, no, I don't know what they is. Like, if you think about it, because
They're worse at basketball.
Yeah,
than they are at
I mean,
football.
they have a couple of teams when they play basketball, but I'm gonna go Syracuse on this one. Let's go.
Lacrosse?
They might be fine.
I mean, probably.
Syracuse fine it too.
Jack, game number 4.
This is another American matchup. It is Tulane traveling to the Liberty Bowl to take on Memphis in a game that is pivotal for the AAC conference conversation.
Carter, you're up.
I got to roll with my green wave on this one.
Really?
And I am, after last week, I'm abandoning ship on the Memphis
after
to win the
everything you've been through
AAC.
with Memphis.
Memphis to win the AAC take. I am abandoning ship. I'm now going Tulane to win this thing, dude. They just have some dudes. They really
They got some dudes. I got you.
They some dogs.
They really hit the transfer portal well and filled in holes that they had on their roster, specifically at quarterback. I mean, McMillan's been great this year. I really like Tulane in this one.
Yeah, no. Former SEC power Tulane. I'm going with them.
Tulane.
They've played well. They've played well. I mean, their only loss is to Auburn. That's a pretty good loss. That's a quality loss. The committee's going to like that.
And they hung. Hang on now.
Get them in there, baby.
Hang on now. They had to win that game to get in.
Get them in there.
Yeah.
And there's also a Memphis team coming off a very tough loss on the road against Temple. Now, Memphis is favored by 4 points. So
Temple, you say?
They got that. Yes. Oh, Temple.
Oh, Temple. Temple's real good at going on the road and pulling off weird upsets.
You know, any team from Pennsylvania is pretty good at pulling off upsets. Am I right?
Who? Oh, I hate you.
Jack, give me your pick.
Penn State, am I right? Yeah, defense travels. Tulane travels to Memphis and gets a stingy win here, shuts down that Memphis offense. Memphis doesn't have much else that they can't score points, and Tulane isn't going to let them.
Devin, what about you?
I'm going to go with Tulane on this one. At first, I was going to go Memphis because I just like Memphis. But then I was like, nah, I like Tulane on this one. I know the coach, so let's go Tulane.
I like the thought process on that.
Yeah, so you got to think about this stuff, man. I'm going 10-0. I'm telling you, it's already happening. I got Tulane on this one.
So
wait a minute, it's in Memphis?
Herm Edwards.
It's in Memphis, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tulane, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go Tulane. I'm going to go green wave on this. Let's go. Don't even mark that down.
All right. I'll wait to see if you're going to change your pick or not.
Oh, no.
Okay. Hey, it's still a better breakdown than some of Aiden's picks back in the day.
Don't tell me that.
Or Pitt having heart.
But they won, didn't they?
Yeah, not because of their heart.
Or I'm picking so and so. Tell us why, Carter. That one happened a couple times.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go with game number 5, Jack, and then we'll head to a commercial break.
That was game number 5, but I'll tell you the next one.
Wait, we picked 5 games?
I'm sorry, no, I already marked my pick down.
That's what I thought.
Floating Wendy's, Oregon at Washington. Probably decides the Pac-12 North showdown, so we could know the result of the Pac-12 after the dust clears at the end of this weekend. So, yeah, Ducks and Huskies, who comes out with a win?
Carter, you're up. This is probably one of the toughest games.
Washington. Defense shuts down Herbert. That secondary is really good. They scrape away enough points against the Oregon defense to pull off a win. The atmosphere is electric. What time does this game start? Oh, it's a solid 12:30 kick for the Pac-12, which is dumb. And it's not even the Fox Big Noon game. It's dumb, but we're gonna go.
Oh,
Washington.
the Fox Big Noon game got bumped for baseball.
Yeah, there is no.
It's on Fox. No, it's on Fox Business. That's the channel it's on.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Ohio State game got bumped for baseball. That is now going to the Big Ten Network. If you can find that.
Ooh, I got that channel.
Party at Jared's house to watch his upset of the week.
Big Ten Championship rematch.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, God.
So.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wait, what game we're picking again?
Oregon, Washington.
Oh, yeah. I said last night to a couple of people, if you pick Washington, you're fired. So, Carter, you're fired. I'm going with Oregon.
Did you pick Washington?
Yeah, I just picked Washington.
Great. Proud of you. I don't want to get fired. I think Oregon's
I'm not afraid to get fired.
I think Oregon's defense is so good that they will be able to shut down. I mean, Washington, when they come up against an opponent with a weak defense, they run all over them. But every time they reach a little bit of adversity, it seems their quarterback isn't comfortable, and they start making mistakes. So I like Oregon to capitalize on these mistakes and maybe make this a low-scoring game.
Devin?
All right, 2018, Washington lost to Auburn by 5. This year, Oregon lost by 6. So I'm going to go with Washington.
Okay.
That checks out.
I'm just going to go with Washington because, if you think about it, we didn't score that many points either way. But, Oregon lost by 5. Oregon lost by 6. Washington lost by 5. Oregon lost by 6. So I'm going to go with Washington. And plus, I like that purple. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Well, your mic's not on. What part of fire did you not get?
Can you please turn the goat back on? Because I might find me too.
I could tell you about how.
So hang on.
Talk to me.
Hang on. Should we talk about how the Auburn-Washington game happened 14 months ago and the quarterback's different, the running back's different, and all that?
Don't let
that
facts
doesn't matter.
No, I wanted
That
to talk
doesn't
about
matter. They lost by 5 and Oregon lost by 6.
Adidas.
So let's go with this.
We could talk about how
Washington.
Adidas makes Washington's uniforms now, and they look so much better than when Nike did them.
I don't really.
All right, look, I'm not trying to
can't
lose.
go with Oregon, though.
Yeah,
I just
I'm
can't go with
not. I'm not.
That's the
I don't want to
biggest-
lose my deal that I have
That's
under
the
the table
biggest
with
difference
Adidas.
from last year to this year for me.
Exactly.
He's getting kickback money to funnel
Plus, by the way,
recruits to Nike schools.
Y'all already know. For me, go Ducks. That's the new place.
Washington, man. Let's go,
With that
man.
being said,
Husky
let's go
squad.
ahead. Let's go ahead. Let's get to a quick commercial break before this devolves any further. And when we come back, we'll finish up our pick'em. You're watching and you're listening to Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 and Eagle Eye TV.
I did half a Zen, 13 hours till I land. Had me out like a light, ayy, like a light, ayy, like a light, ayy. Slept through the flight, ayy, not for the night, ayy. 767, man, this shit got double bedroom, man. I still got scores to settle, man. I crept down the block, made a right, yeah.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Danger, I don't fit in on a stranger. Believe her, I can take out all the evil.
Welcome back inside the Extra Point. 7 minutes to go, 5 picks to get through. It's about to be rapid fire. Well, this is what happens when we have too much fun on the show, boys. That being said, Carter Bird, Jack Hart, Devin Foreman joining me on the show. 5 picks to go. Who's going undefeated? Devin thinks it's him. Carter wants to continue from being 9-1 last week, and the Extra Point is just trying to catch up to the Plainsmen. Jack.
I'm really worried about that man's picks over there doing if A equals B and B equals C with a game from 14 months ago and a game from 2 months ago.
Look, if he goes undefeated,
If I go
it
undefeated,
works.
I just need, you know what? I'm going undefeated. Ain't no if. Let's go.
North
Jack-
Carolina, Virginia Tech.
North Carolina, Virginia Tech, Carter.
Let's go. The Fighting Sam Howells and Mac Browns on the road at Virginia Tech. North Carolina schools, granted, the main two. We're not going to count NC State because they're pretty bad this year.
Ouch.
The main two go and sweep Virginia Tech on the road this year. Blacksburg Lane Stadium, just not the intimidating atmosphere that it once was. UNC with the big upset, or with the big win.
UNC has a more prolific offense. I'm going to take the Tar Heels on the road.
Who are the two North Carolina schools?
Duke and UNC.
Is Wake Forest a joke to you?
After they lost last week, yes.
Okay.
And now they are now a 3-point favorite against Florida State at home. That's it.
No, aren't they dogs? I thought they were dogs.
I hope not. Please tell me.
No, they're 2.5-point favorites at home.
It went down, though.
Vegas loves the Deeks.
FSU's winning that game, and it's going to make me infinitely angry.
Yeah, North Carolina.
Devin?
Take the show on the road.
Favorite player that ever touched a football field, Michael Vick. So let's go VTech.
This is
He's just like a celebrity picker on game day.
truly astounding stuff over there.
VTech, man. Let's go.
Jack,
Hokies.
game number 7.
Baylor at Oklahoma State in Boone Pickens.
Oh.
Oklahoma State all day. Like, if you watch Baylor these past 2 weeks, Baylor hasn't looked convincing at all in their past 2 weeks.
They haven't, but they did burn me on my one pick not too long ago. So
Oklahoma State has the best
actually, both teams have burned
trio
me this year.
of running back, quarterback, receiver in the country. I'm not saying they have the best of at each one. I'm saying of the all three combined, taking in all three, the best trio. They have the guy who's probably going to win the Doak Walker and Chuba Hubbard, the leading rusher in the country. And the guy, Jonathan Taylor's going to win it, even though Chuba's stats are better. Tylen Wallace has a real shot at the Blitnikoff. They're going to put up a lot of points, and they're going to beat Baylor.
Well, I clicked on the Gamecast to look at the stats for Baylor, Oklahoma State, and it brought me to Pitt. That just means something, I guess. So give me Oklahoma State only because I know they're playing at home. And they did play Texas close, so that does mean something for me.
And Jack tried to take a -4 spot in our upset thing by taking a favorite.
That's how confident I am in this Cowboys team. The real Cowboys, I'll say. Baylor has looked awful. They probably should have lost to Iowa State in a game that the Cyclones just gave away for the second time in this season. So, I'll take the Cowboys all day.
If you want to know who to pick in this game, just look at the difference in leading rushers. It's pretty wild. Baylor's leading rusher has 389 yards. Chuba Hubbard has 700 more yards than their leading rusher. 705.
Hey, run the ball.
1,094 yards.
Devin?
Everybody went, okay, Oklahoma State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go with y'all on that one. I was thinking about going the opposite way.
What was the reasoning going to be?
Okay, because I was going to go
Sikkim Bears.
No, it's
Baylor.
just RG3. You got
versus
Brittany Griner,
Barry Sanders.
You got Brittany Griner. You got RG3, and they good in basketball.
That may be the first time in
We're crossing.
You know what?
Sports and gender.
You know what?
there.
You know what? Let me do this. I'm going to say this. All right, let's go Baylor. Let's go, man. Y'all ain't finna keep me on my punt.
Greatest running back to ever play, Barry Sanders, rolling in his grave.
Let's go. RG3.
Give me, what is this, game number 8?
Yeah, TCU at Kansas State. Let's stay in the Big 12. Keep it rolling. Purple and gray teams.
Oh, boy.
Purple versus purple and gray teams?
I'm sorry, I slipped up. Purple and gray teams.
K-State. I love the offense. The Little Apple. If you ask people in the Big 12, one of the hardest places to play in the Big 12. Maybe the most underrated atmosphere in the Big 12. They get a win. It's over. I don't buy TCU at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
is that you agreeing and picking?
I agree. I'm going to pick them, but I'm going to wait for Jared to go because I have respect for the rules.
You look at TCU, their defense has played well, only got 284 yards. But TCU is going on the road, and it is hard to play at Kansas State, apparently. So Kansas State coming off of 2 straight losses. They had a bye week to prepare. Both teams had a bye week to prepare. Give me Kansas State at home only because their offense has been a little bit more, I don't know, flexible when things go bad. I think it's going to be an ugly game is what I'm trying to get at.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think K-State's defense is going to win the day here. Yes, TCU's offense is very good. I mean, they blanked Kansas 38-0 in that first half. But I do think that it's this similar situation as Memphis where they play well when they don't have any adversity. And I think the second Kansas State starts making them go to their second read and making mistakes, I think K-State will run away with this game.
Devin?
TCU. Let's go.
I like TCU. Is it game number 9, Jack?
Yes, penultimate pick. It is the Big Ten Showdown, Michigan at Penn State under the lights in College Park.
Can we all just say the same team?
On 3?
1, 2, 3.
Penn State
by a million.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Number 10.
Penn State by a million returns.
What did you say over there?
Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State. Good job, guys. Let's go to Auburn.
Absolutely. The Auburn game, obviously taking on Arkansas. Let's get a winner. Let's get a score from everybody.
Carter, you're up.
I can't wait for him to pick the upset here and go like Darren McFadden. Boom, here we go.
Jerry Jones.
But yeah, I'm going Auburn. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a huge blowout. I think Auburn's going to score a bunch of points. Give me 52-17 as the final score.
Man, that was really close to mine. I'll change it up a little bit. I'll go Auburn, and I'll say I was going to 55-16, but let's go 59-13 Auburn.
I like it. I would say Auburn wins this one. I think they get a knockout blow early. I'd say they win it 48-22, but I think it'll be a late run by the Razorbacks. I think it'll be 48-7 with the Razorbacks coming back at the end.
Hey, fun fact for this game. Auburn makes its first 3 extra points of the game. Auburn sets a new career record for longest streak of consecutive extra points.
Send your angry letters to Carter Bird.
His email address, I have it right here. His Auburn email address. I'm going to give that out on air.
All right, Devin.
Devin?
What's good?
Winner and score.
All right, here we go.
Please pick Arkansas.
Here we go. Chill out. All right, we got Mark. We got like you said, Darren McFadden. I will, number 5. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be cold. It's red. Arkansas. They're gonna be lit for this one. 11 o'clock. We haven't played that early.
Amazing.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with. Dang man, let's go Auburn, but I think it's gonna be really close. I think it's gonna be like 35-20.
Wow.
I like it.
I will be truly shocked if Arkansas's offense puts up 20 on Auburn, considering.
Well, it depends how many points are in garbage time.
That's what.
With Auburn's like 6th string and Jack playing cornerback.
Only reason I'm saying.
In what world do you think we only have 35 points on the board and have the 6th string in?
I don't know.
I promise you, we're not
considering
gonna
we
blow them
roll
out.
6 deep at RB1, I think it's not out of the question.
We're not gonna blow them out.
Hey, it's 5 deep now.
We're not gonna blow them out. Just to let y'all know that now. That's not an idea.
Not if we have what Andy said and put Joey Gatewood at running back.
Hey, that can actually
Don't
work.
think about it, Carter. Don't you think
That
about it
actually
too
can work,
hard.
though. That actually can work.
Yeah, don't respond to Andy's ridiculous claims on the show.
Hey, I mean,
Hey, he's the first one that said Clemson on upset
Can I
alert,
change that?
and we all jumped on it.
yeah, what's up, Devin?
Because you
Change that.
forced us to jump on it.
I might want to change that.
Wait, which one?
Change your score?
No, I'm talking about changing my whole pick.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna go Arkansas.
What
I'm
pick-
really thinking hard on this.
Oh, think harder, because we need to leave.
Let's stay with Auburn on this one then, just because we got lead. Stay on Auburn. That'll give
Stay
me
on Auburn.
Y'all gave me
Nothing
5 more
changed.
weeks.
Auburn if Joey Gatewood
Breaking
plays running
news.
back.
Nothing changed.
With all that being said, this show had a lot of ups and a lot of crazy things happening, but we got to get out of here. So hopefully everybody, by the way, 7 o'clock tonight, tip-off at Toomers. Make sure you catch your Auburn men's and women's basketball teams down there. Tiger Talk also at 6 o'clock as well. Catch Gus Malzahn and the crew. Andy Burcham will be sitting down for Tiger Talk. And, oh boy, tip-off at Toomers. Going to be a lot of fun. Bundle up. It's going to be cold. All that being said, thank you, Devin, for your expert analysis on these picks.
10-0, let's go.
10-0. Devin's looking for
Let's
it.
go, man. 10-0.
Jack Hart, thank you for joining me on the show as well. Always nice to have you. And Carter Bird, whatever you may be doing.
I was laughing. Sorry.
Thank you for joining my show. But with that being said, thank you for joining me on Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 FM. That does it for the Extra Point here on WEGL 91.1 FM and Eagle Eye TV. Want to watch more? Catch replays of the Extra Point on Eagle Eye TV by going to eagleeyeauburn.com. You can also go to WEGL 91.1 FM YouTube page for full replays. Want to listen more? We have you covered. Tune in to Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud and search WEGL 91.1 FM for more of the Extra Point and other sports content. Stay up to date with the latest news and sports by visiting WEGLFM.com. The Extra Point, bringing you the X's and O's from around the plains of Auburn and around the world of sports. Auburn's best sports talk radio show, Auburn's only sports talk TV show. Watch and listen live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon. WEGL Sports, where every game lives.